Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Dual Screens Gamescast. I am one of your hosts, Stephen Fontana, and with me, as always, we've survived PAX East. We are still not sick yet, but he is Andy Asimakis. How are you, Andy?
You know, it's funny you say that because a couple of our fellow developers at PAX East got back to
Mm-hmm.
me today because they were sick. They got the PAX flu.
Yeah, a lot of people got the PAX
And
plague.
not only did we survive getting sick in any way over the course of the PAX East
Mm-hmm.
weekend,
Mm-hmm.
last night I passed my kidney stone.
Oh, there you go.
So
Exciting
yes, I'm
update.
telling you, man, and you know what? For me, out of all my 5 stones I've had my entire life,
Mm-hmm.
not one has been excruciating pass. Like getting there is always kills me, but when the time comes
Uncomfortable. Yeah, sure.
to extricate the
Uh-huh.
object, it's
Uh-huh.
always like midstream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am without my wife for this was day 3.
Oh no, how do you
She is
feel?
visiting family across the country.
What's that like?
It is exhausting.
You and the kids, huh?
Me and the kids, just me and the kiddos. Let's see. I think it was day 1 where Jack asked me if I was fucking kidding him.
Wait, is that a
Um,
verbatim? Is that an exact
yeah,
quote?
that's verbatim. Yeah, that's verbatim. He says, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Um, so
Jack's
he
gonna be
got
a
a
fun guy.
There were a lot. He didn't know what he had no idea what he was saying. I will say that. So this is the precursor to this. Um, about a year ago is when he started saying that because he heard me say it. So we've gone a long time with him not saying it. But him and his sister were standing on the windowsill behind me. You can't see it in the camera, but they were standing on the windowsill with their arms up, holding the window. And I turned around and I said, "Get down from there! Are you guys kidding me with that right now?" And then Jack just looked me dead in the face and goes, "Are you fucking kidding
Are
me?"
you fucking kidding me?
So I was like, "Go in
Now,
your room." He didn't even bat his eyes. He just put his head down and went right up into his room. He knew that he
so
wasn't supposed to say
so
it.
wait, so your kids understand the idea of bad words, naughty words.
He doesn't know why he
Okay.
can't say them, but he knows that we've told him that's one of the things he can't say. He's never said anything else that we've
Right.
had to
So,
give him
words
that
like
thing.
fuck, shit, um, socialism, things like that.
Right. Yeah. Bernie Bros. No, he's generally a good boy. So, what else have I learned? I've learned that my daughter resorts to fisticuffs when she doesn't get her way, and Jack concedes defeat every time.
Oh no,
Um,
Jack. You were so up there, now you're way down.
he let's see, I snuck pea protein into his peanut butter sandwich, or his peanut butter and jelly sandwich today because he doesn't
You
get enough protein.
pea protein?
Um, yeah, it's like a powdered pea protein. You put it in, and it adds 10 grams of protein. I didn't get all of it in,
Okay,
and he didn't eat all of it, but
gotcha.
like 4 grams of protein maybe he got
Well, listen,
extra.
he's getting his ass kicked by a 2 year
Right,
old. How old's
right.
Petey? One.
He's got to toughen up. He's got to toughen up. Yeah, I mean
He's gotta bulk
it's
up,
been
dude.
interesting. It's been interesting. But tomorrow is going to be the real test because tomorrow Jack is going back to school because he's been battling a little cough, and
Mm.
because of coronavirus, the schools don't want you having the kid go to school if he's
With
coughing at all.
anything.
No coughing whatsoever. It's just a cold. It's clearly just a cold. He never
Right,
had a fever.
right.
Um, my daughter has like a runny nose, but she's not really coughing.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
weather shift too.
yeah, I mean and it happened right when I got back from PAX, so I'm sure I gave him
Right.
something.
Okay.
But my immune system was not caving.
Well,
Anyway,
speaking of
this is the Dual Screens Gamescast.
PAX,
Welcome. This is where Andy and I, sometimes the third wheel, we go over all the top news stories that you need to know about. But this week is all about the PAX East 2020 awards ceremony. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are giving out our PAX awards today. So just strap in. It's going to be a short show. We're not going to do a crazy amount of news, but we are going to take your questions that we have in our mailbag. So if you are watching live on twitch.tv/dual screen streams, feel free to leave a comment right now. If you're watching on youtube.com/dual screens TV. That's right, we got our link.
we did it.
Thank you
We
very
made
much
it.
for watching on YouTube all around the
We can
world.
stop now because we're famous.
We did it. And of course, this posts each and every Monday for your listening pleasure on your podcast service of choice, and it will go up this evening before Monday is over. So don't at me, bro.
Yeah, I got some
Um,
complaints from some listeners. Like, what happened to
well,
the
they
show? Well, they blame the podcast platform, not us.
mm,
They're like, Spotify isn't working with your episode.
correct. It is Spotify
Totally
not working.
Spotify and not us. not doing
100% Spotify. Before we get into the show, let's tell you a little bit about what we've done the past few days. On our YouTube channel, we have 5 interviews from PAX East. We have multiple interviews. We have another 27 being edited right now as we speak. So go to youtube.com/dualscreens.tv to check all of those out. Please give us a subscription, give us a thumbs up, and leave comments. Leave a comment on this one. Subscribe if you're watching right now on YouTube. On the Dual Screens podcast, we interviewed somebody that we actually interviewed on the show floor. That video is also up. Himanshu Chabra, that's what it was, Chabra. Creative director at Triple I Games, to talk about Hindsight 2020. That was an excellent episode. I only called him Hitman Chu once, that I did not catch in my editing.
Only once.
And
I'm so proud of you.
I called him twice. One, you were right. It was the last one of the show, but also,
I thought I heard it.
but I edited it out. I corrected myself, but I missed the one before it, and I called him Hitman Chu. So I do apologize, Himanshu. If also our seasonal shows, we're getting back in the swing of that. You're going to get back to back of the final 2 episodes this Friday and next Friday of Andy Explains It All. It's just PAX East threw a monkey wrench and everything, so we weren't really able to record everything we wanted to record.
You're getting so much content these days out of us. You're getting new articles on the website. We got interviews on the YouTube channel. We have so many things in the pipeline.
Yes, we also have Patreon bonus episode. We're recording that this week. That is going to be February's bonus episode. We're sorry we're late for that, but the people we were supposed to record that episode with at PAX East did not show up and did not text me and did not call me, so we didn't record it.
And they're now dead to us.
No, they're not. We love them very much.
Me,
but you could support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/NDS podcast, just like our Patreon producer, Colton, the apprentice Nestler. And just for $1, you do get a bonus episode. You do vote the topic of that bonus episode, and you get to join us in our Discord channel. There are all sorts of different tiers for you, so please feel free to join us. It's a lot of fun. All right, so before we get into our reader questions, which are a lot about PAX East, and before we get into the topics, which are the PAX East Awards, let's just talk very briefly about what we've been playing. Andy, what have you been playing? Anything interesting?
Oh shit. A little bit of Star Wars. The Teen Titans.
Okay.
And
okay.
Next week's guest on the show, I started playing a game to get into that swing of things, and that's NBA Jam.
Nice.
So my brother came by in the weekend. We watched Sonic because he hadn't seen it yet, and we were playing a little bit of Mega Man X6. He's like, this is kind of hard. I'm not really getting the old muscle memory back that easily. And he said, throw on NBA Jam. I was like, okay, cool. So he played that for until 2 a.m. And he uttered a phrase which I had not heard in the last 15 years, which was, "I'm gonna drain a clit." I'm sorry, I fucked it up. "I'm gonna drain a 3-pointer in your mother's clit."
Wow.
He would say that every time.
Okay. Alrighty then.
That's character. But it was great. So, and then that's a little preview into next week's podcast guest. We're getting Dunk Lords on the show.
Yeah, we didn't get to stop and play that. I'm very excited about this.
I did for a good 5 minutes, but it wasn't.
Oh, you did?
Okay. Enough. Yeah, it wasn't enough.
All right. Well, I've been playing Apex, but we'll get into that in my Apex minute. I played Final Fantasy.
That's the part of the show? God damn it.
I played Final Fantasy 14 with a friend of the show, Philip. Played that for a little bit. We just did a few missions, nothing really crazy. But then the Final Fantasy 7 remake demo.
Oh yeah,
I played that
4 times.
And I played that on stream. I did the 20 minutes. I got the secret little ending to the demo. It was a lot of fun. It's about a 40-minute demo, if that. But yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. I'm very excited about this game. And as far as Apex Legends, here's my Apex minute with Steve. Begin. So I played a little bit today. We got a W on the limited time mode, the Deja Vu mode, which essentially that whole mode is that all of the items stay in the same place every match. And I think every day the path of the drop ship changes. So if you know where a gold shield is or a weapon that you really like, it's going to be there every time. So it takes away the random loot of the game. So you do that, and that's a lot of fun. Did get a win on that. I unlocked a really good skin for Bangalore. I really like Bangalore. Jumpmaster podcast from OK Beast did not post this week, so I don't know what's going on with that. It should be very soon, and if it is, listen to it, and you can get my character that I designed for this episode. And that is a minute of Apex with Steve. All right, so let's talk about PAX, man. Let's open up our mailbag, and Mikey Kirsch, man. Mikey Kirsch has like a million questions, and I like them all. So I'm just gonna
interview us about PAX East.
He really should.
Get up on the show.
He really should. So first thing he asks is, despite the coronavirus scare, did it still feel like there was a lot to do, even though so many companies had dropped out?
Yes.
That's question number one. There was plenty to do, but that's mostly because we booked ourselves to oblivion.
Even more
we really
than
didn't.
last year.
Way more than last year. We did 5 more interviews than last year, and I think we had appointments for 12 more games.
Just so we're clear, so last year we had time to actually stop and kind of see things that weren't on our schedule, like, oh, that looks cool, let's play that later, or play things on the fly. But this year was just, we were so just stringent with our schedule. Like, we deviate once.
4 days is not enough time.
It is not.
It's not. It felt a little weird not having the bigger companies there, but even Microsoft wasn't there, and that had nothing to do with coronavirus as far as we know. But yeah, there was a lot more space, which actually kind of worked to the show's advantage, I feel, because even at its most packed, it didn't feel that crazy, especially in the indie mega booth. So it was good. What was the game that stood out most for each of you? So without getting into our awards, I would say for me, the one that really stood out was probably I don't want to give anything away with my PAX awards. Do you have one that stood out that's not a PAX award?
This is actually my last award for the show, so
okay,
all right. Award.
Okay.
So,
what's the next?
What's
the next big indie sleeper hit?
Ooh,
so
that's
a sleeper
question.
Hit. I think a sleeper hit is going to be. They had a huge booth though, so I don't know if you could count that as a sleeper hit. I'm gonna look at my cards. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with Bacon Switch.
Actually, I know. Okay.
I think that has audience potential. I think that once it catches on to people, it will find a really big audience. I'll explain why during the awards portion of the show.
Indeed. I think there's a good chance that well, that one is going to get an award.
Did you want
to I think
did you want to say Fall Guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I did want to say Fall Guys, but they had a pretty big presence, so whatever. We'll move on to the next one. If you had to pick an interview to prove how amazing the podcast is to a board of executives, which one from PAX would you choose? Hands down, hindsight 2020.
That was a good one too. Yeah, I love that one, and I like the one with Matthew from Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was our longest interview. It was nice to sit down in the chair.
Yeah.
And do it in a bar. So that was a fun one. That was good. But I definitely really liked your one with Himanshu. With Hitmonchu. Definitely.
Yeah, Himanshu. Which interview do you feel could have been better? What questions would you have asked? For me, personally, it was the interview I did with it was the first interview of PAX. It was the one with Sandy. And that's only because it was less than 3 minutes. I didn't want to bother him right away kind of thing, and I really just wanted him to tell us what was being shown, but I didn't ask any questions about the games, nothing like that. I asked him a couple of things about the games we didn't know about.
Right.
But I wish I would have dug a little deeper on Shovel Knight Dig. He went into Cyber Shadow himself, and I did ask a couple of questions about Pocket Dungeon.
Well, listen,
but I wish I would have asked more about
Dig.
Dig.
He's coming to the show at some point in the future.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, that's another. Well, unless he just says he adores us, which could very well be.
He's a good egg. He's a good egg.
Indeed.
I like.
What about you? What interview could have been better? Which one of your interviews do you think could have been better?
It's the obvious. It's Circadian City.
Okay.
It was just when you're playing a game it's
esoteric,
blatantly alpha. Not even esoteric. Right. It's super alpha. It had a really bad translation, placeholder assets, and it's hard to get to the moment-to-moment stuff when it's just you have to build things in the real world and it goes into the dream world. It was a lot of things. It was very layered, and you can't get there in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it sounded like when what it looked like, because I took some over the shoulder gameplay of that. It just looked like if he wasn't there, you would have known nothing about the game.
Right. It was, it actually topped last year Mayhem Single Valley. That seemed out of there for me. And nope. It gets worse.
And Mayhem apparently is 1,000,000 times better than it was last year, so that's cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
What parties did you go to, and which was your favorite?
Ooh. Okay.
We went to
the Acer Predator party.
Yep.
That was fun for eats and foods. We went to the Made in Pennsylvania, Made in PA, PAX East party.
No, Made in MA. Made in MA.
Oh, sorry, Made in MA.
Massachusetts.
Yes. Sorry about that. That was really fun. I like how it's very intimate. And it's well catered.
Yes, very well catered.
Some fun games there. And what else? We didn't go to the Polish party. It was too far.
We did
away.
not. No, too far. Yeah, too far. What else?
So yeah, I think Acer, because I really liked seeing the new tech on.
Yeah, we didn't go to any other parties. Yeah, the Acer party probably is by default, I would say.
Yeah.
Although you know what, the Acer party was cool. I mean, I played Apex on like a ridiculous rig.
And that gorgeous curved screen. Holy shit.
Yeah, but no, I think I'm gonna say made in Massachusetts was probably the best party.
Again, I like the open bar situation at the Acer party.
Yeah.
And I like the catered food.
Yeah.
But I'm not much of like a party drunkard, dance floor DJ vibe kind of a person.
Yeah.
I'm well past that age. So a nice intimate setting with fun people that like to play games. And we met some cool like tabletop guys at that party as well.
Yeah, that was fun.
So, and they have awesome sliders.
They do. They do. What was your favorite thing to eat at PAX? Speaking of sliders.
Ooh, so my first night when I got there before Steve arrived, I went to Shake Shack. But we found this local gem across the ways from our hotel called Back Deck. We ate there twice.
Yep.
Pretty damn good food.
It's good. Really good burgers.
Yes. Huge
Very good
portions
burgers.
of those tacos that Phil got. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You can make 20 from that platter of taco meat. At least.
You know what? If you're eating at the convention floor, their pizza's really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's greasy as shit, but it's delicious. Yeah, so salty and delicious.
There are pretty amazing.
Nice
grilled burger.
Yeah. What's something that PAX can do better? Very simple for me.
Easy. You go.
Media hour every day, 1 hour before the show opens. 100%.
Yes. So there's that. And also letting media in at 10 o'clock, say. So let's say I'm media, right?
Or even 9:45.
Right. So let's say I'm media and I get there at 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, you know what? I think your solution kind of fixes all that. If there's a media hour, I'm going in during media hour. So stop it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or if you can't do that, let me in at 10 o'clock so I'm not in the queue.
How many packs, this comes from Nuff, how many packs could a PAX pack if a PAX pack could pack packs?
Well, I think the obvious answer is PAX.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Peter says, "How many cat games did you get to play?"
Okay, funny story. So we played a round number of zero cat games, but
Uh-huh.
one person in the entire 4 days approached us with flyers and cards and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Happened one time, and the only
Mm-hmm.
time it happened was for a fucking cat game. He saw you
Correct.
walking from a mile away. Like that
He
guy,
saw me. He
that guy
honed in
likes
on me.
pussy.
He's like,
I'm
this
gonna go
this
see.
this neck
I'm
beard.
gonna go see if he'll play my cat game.
What was your? This is also from Peter. What was your favorite souvenir that you got to bring home that were being given out at the booths?
Oh boy. So aside from the great pins we got,
Mm-hmm.
so giving out's a strange thing because we have press kits. And we got a pretty awesome
Yeah,
press kit from Megacat Studios,
Mega Cat. Yeah, they. It was
which
like, oh
it
my god, it's
was
so good.
a thing
I have the book.
of caramel popcorn, gourmet caramel popcorn, a little tin cup, a
Like a
meat
tumbler.
masher,
Yeah, meat tenderizer. Yeah,
yes, and a
meat mallet, as it were.
and a little book about food in video games.
Yeah, I'm showing the viewers
Yeah.
right now. I have
Oh
the book
boy.
right here. An absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous book. All sorts of art.
Though, even though that was only available to the press, if you went over to the Berserk Studio booth and you played through the demo of Infernax,
Uh huh.
you could get a fun DVD. And we got what was it, Braveheart?
I have it right here. It's not even a DVD. It's a
The
VHS. Hold on.
VHS of Braveheart, signed.
We got.
So that was the
We
best
were
giveaway.
the winners of the Braveheart 2 VHS box set.
Yes.
Grats on sucking equally
So
Infernax
yeah,
2020.
that was the best giveaway, and it was essentially if you were at the booth and you played their games, you got
something.
You got donuts and a
You got
chance to
something
get a
stupid.
funky VHS.
Correct.
Yes.
One more from Peter S. What was the coolest cosplay costume that you saw this year?
Okay, so I caught someone. I'm not sure if you saw them. This homeboy had like a rocking Mega Man Legends cosplay with
I
Data
didn't see
with
that.
him.
No.
And it was so neat. And it made me miss Mega Man Legends. But
I didn't really. The only people that I saw that were cosplaying, I looked at them and I said, "You should not be cosplaying."
right, so our one of our two takeaways were that it was way less cosplay than most years this year. And
Yeah.
the ones that were in cosplay, the girls in particular, should buy pantyhose because
Yeah, a lot of just legs.
it's just so
A
much
lot of legs.
and it's cold out, and
Yeah.
I don't want to get into body shaming, but as a fat
No.
guy, once upon a time myself, I don't go like
I'm not.
flaunting it in someone's face.
For the record, when I say they shouldn't be cosplaying, I say because their cosplays
Right.
look ridiculous.
Right.
They I don't know.
Listen, I'm all for
When you see
empowerment
pro cosplay, I don't know.
and embracing the body that the Lord gave you,
Sure.
or that one that Taco Bell
Sure.
gave you.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna say I'm gonna cosplay as Sindel from Mortal Kombat, and then wear a skin tight like unitard thing, and if you're oozing out everywhere, maybe pick a different one.
Just
Maybe pick a different one.
pick something a little different.
Yeah, so
I mean, the wigs looked really bad. Like all the anime wigs, they just looked gross. I don't know.
I think the
Just
professional ones were like Corona.
right. And they didn't come. Yeah,
And
exactly.
The C and D
Yeah.
tier cosplayers are like, it's my time to shine.
Yeah, exactly. I heard there was a really cool Death Stranding cosplay of somebody that put their kid in the baby thing.
Oh, I saw
And
that
like
on
a
Reddit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that was at PAX. I
He made
thought it
for his
was.
baby. Like
Yeah.
his baby had a choice, but still.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's. Those are the questions that we got in our mailbag. So
Great.
let's get into our PAX
Great
Awards.
questions, guys. Thank you so much. That
Good ones. Real
was
solid
great stuff.
questions.
Solid as a rock.
Solid questions. Correct.
All right, awards time. I'm gonna totally fuck up your shit because listeners, I was told by Steven before recording the show to pick 5 games we liked, and of those 5, pick your best game. So now
No. That's not what I was trying to say.
Wasn't that your instruction? Pick 5.
No. My instruction was just 5 awards that you're going to give games to.
Oh, okay. No,
One of them being your game of the
so
show.
I have 5 awards, but I have 9 games.
No. You throw those other games. Throw them away. Your 5 awards. One of the awards has to be the game of show. We're each going to get our own game of show.
Right, which it has.
Okay.
My other 4 categories have 2 winners per category.
Oh
That's
my.
how it goes down. Because again, this was a great year for us and for indie games, and it was very Sophie's choice for me, and I just couldn't do it. And I'll explain.
So you cheated.
I'll explain. Now,
All right. So hit us up with your first award. Yeah.
So my first category is the I don't suck at games.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do award. And this goes to Bacon Switch
Mm-hmm.
by Streamline Games,
Mm-hmm.
which again, as I said earlier, I think this game, once people start playing it, or once it gets on the streams, it's going to be a hit.
Mm-hmm.
It was a game that's so easy to play.
Yeah.
You couldn't see the exact depth of it because it's very early on in the game itself, but the idea of grabbing little dough animals to merge them to feed a sentient oven pot thing is quite fun. And
Indeed.
we sort of crushed it. We beat the high score.
We did.
On our first
we
shot.
We were very good at it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Now, the other half of this award is the Yes I Do. Oh, it's like a game, and that goes to Ember.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty bad at that.
Ember is a cooperative arcadey like taxi driver game where you play as a firefighter and you receive calls through your app to save people that are in flame.
Yeah.
And I was doing okay until
you weren't.
I murdered an old man.
You were doing just fine until you weren't. Yeah, that interview is going to go up soon. That was a really fun one.
He was a good one. That showcases a good interviewee.
Yes.
That guy was he was super in character. Did not break once.
Not for a second. My first award is the game that made me not want to leave the booth.
Oh shit. That's a great category.
I'm going to put 2 in there as well.
I know one of them. Can I guess?
Okay, which one? Go ahead.
I'm gonna guess one's Beyond Blue.
No,
shit.
It's not. It's not.
You were so like mesmerized by that game.
Yes, I was. I was mesmerized. But I think that's just because of my ADHD, where I needed to complete what they were asking me to complete.
Right, but the game was so serene. It was like you in the endless ocean. It
was very cool.
Looking at fucking whales and shit.
The first winner of the booth that I did not want to, the game that made me not want to leave the booth was Fall Guys.
Ooh, Fall Guys. I think it was
Fall Guys.
That's why.
I think it's because in reality I won that match and I just missed the goddamn crown, but I was there first. I was there before everyone, and I won that game.
You got that award.
I don't want to hear it. I won that game. I won it handedly.
No. Listen. To go back to NBA Jam, we were playing a game yesterday. My brother was down by 2. Down by 1. He went for a dunk. The shot clock ran out. He was mid-air. Then the game ended. He lost the game. He was like, "Nah, I won." No, you fucking lost. You fucking
won
lost.
the game. I won the other one. I swear I won it.
All right, so there's 2 games in this category.
There is, but hold on, I want to get the studio name.
Man, listen, if you had seen that ludicrous display, like I lost the second mini game in, but you were going for it, and I thought he might actually make it.
I was so close.
You were right there, like you were.
I
was cheering for you.
I was right there.
You flubbed it. You totally biffed it at the end. You
had a
fancy nosedive and you fucking face planted into the abyss.
Sure. So I can't find the game. Where is it? It was the tower defense game that I was really digging.
Oh, there was no interview, and that's
right. No interview. That's why it's not on here.
Tower defense game?
It was the tower defense where it's an action game, tower defense game. Where the hell was it?
Action game.
It was it in another? It was one with multiple. No, it wasn't. It was it one of those booths that had multiple games?
Likely, but can you give more detail?
It was the one where I was. You could play 4 characters and I'm putting defenses, and then the waves would come, and I could go in and I could actually hack and slash them as I'm playing.
Dungeon Defender.
Dungeon Defender. That's what. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Was that what it was?
I
Dungeon
was like,
Defender.
wait a minute.
Yes, here it is. Dungeon Defenders. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Dungeon Defender. I was having such a fun time playing that game. I wanted it not to end, but we had to leave,
Well, you know
and
what,
that made me
Steve?
very
You're in
upset.
luck.
I don't know why I couldn't remember, and I have the card right here in front of me.
You're in luck. Because you're
I
getting a
am?
Steam key for that. And you can
Woo! Let's
and
do it.
stream and to your heart's content.
Mary, the community manager
She was such a sweet
of
girl.
Chromatic Games, she was
So
awesome.
sweet.
She was really cool, and I
Passionate,
have it.
which I like seeing.
Very passionate, and said that I was excellent at the game, and I believe her because she told the other guy she was walking the other guy with holding his hand the whole time.
It wasn't about
So
being excellent. It was about your attention to just. You were laying out so many things, and you were getting super deep. And she was like, "It's a fucking easy level." You're
Sure
like,
it was.
all my minions, all these traps. I can never lose.
That's right.
No one can.
Andy, what's your next award?
Next category is the "Whoa, Here I Come"
Oh boy.
/ Jackin' It award.
Oh, good God.
And
Okay.
this goes to Maneater and Pumpkin Jack.
Many. All right.
Oh boy. So the first one, Maneater. Live all your fucking shark fantasies. Because we all
Yep.
got them. We all do.
Mm-hmm.
We've all seen Jaws. We all want to be
Mhm.
Jaws or play as Jaws. And the idea of being a shark and ripping apart people is such a joy. But there's more to that, to this game than just that. There's a whole RPG leveling up evolution system, which they didn't have to do. It could have been Shark Eat Man for a 6-hour game, and I would have still loved it. But this game, you could evolve your shark, give it like hard rock skin, electrical powers, all this shit.
Mm.
And it's got Chris Parnell as a narrator for that Man-Eater TV show, who describes the shark's traits as you play. And what more could you ask for? And it's gory as shit. And it's super fun. And what also was fun was Pumpkin Jack.
Yeah.
This was also a very unexpected game because it was one of those booth doors. It was like 10 games in one place.
Yeah.
And they all look kind of okay. You read the description, looks all right. But we both sat down. We took turns playing this game, and it was getting the medieval flashbacks with that Ratchet and Clank kind of gameplay.
Yeah. It was instant,
Yeah.
instantaneously,
It was
like
a-
just
a
clicked.
really fun 3D platform, which we think we need more of in the industry. And to
Yeah.
see such polish from a solo developer, I was speechless. Because we've seen games from two developers in one team, or a group of 5 or 6, or
Mhm.
larger scale projects. Like, look at Ukulele. That was a pretty big team, which was funded on Kickstarter.
Hmm.
Nowhere near the level of polish that Pumpkin Jack has. The camera was so tight. The controls were super responsive. Yeah, loved it. Loved it.
I don't disagree.
Mhm.
So this is the game that will make me want to hurt Andy. That made me
Oh.
want to hurt Andy.
Oh, I know what it is.
Even though I was pretty damn good at it.
Oh, did you almost win this game too? Just like
Yeah.
your
No, I
small
won this
size-
game. I very much won this game. This was I beat you and I beat Matt.
Oh, this
Uh,
game. Oh, I
This
thought
was Drill Man Rumble.
I thought you were gonna say Predator because you very much lost that game.
No, Drill Man
You
Rumble.
won easily.
Yeah, but I could
Why are you gonna kill us?
because you're infuriating to play against.
I
That's
am.
why. Because you're
I'm very
infuriating.
shifty, just like in real life.
So yeah, Drill Man Rumble is essentially like a Towerfall esque game. It could go up to 8 players. We were playing 3, and you have these drills. That's like the main mechanic, and you dart forward with your drill. And all the drills have different power ups and stuff. Like the one I chose, when you hit a wall, you bounce back and drill in the other direction. So I was using that to my advantage. You know, like faking people out, like oh, I missed you, but not really. Here I come. It's one hit kill. It was a lot of fun. I could see myself getting lost in that game if it, with online play and stuff like that. But up to 8 players on couch co-op or couch multiplayer and online. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy it?
You kept grabbing those fucking mechs. That's why. Lousy cheat.
Yeah, and there's mechs. There's like tanks and stuff.
That was the kind of game where I didn't mind losing because it was still fun to play.
It was. It was a blast.
Frustration. It was just pure fun, and even though you kicked their asses 6 weeks from Sunday, I still enjoyed it.
It's pretty handily. All right, so yeah, I didn't pick 2 games for that. So what's your next category?
Okay. The next category is the Downright Dickensian Award.
Okay.
This goes to the games with the most standout narrative / story / atmosphere.
Okay.
The first one goes to the Red Lantern. Wow. This game I did not even play. I just watched you play it.
And you couldn't even hear it either.
Playing as someone that retired to the life of a musher to go around sledding with dogs, living a peaceful life, and enjoying the gorgeous Aurora Borealis while hunting squirrels. It just looks so calming, but I know that it's going to have surprises because that's a clearly a story-driven game.
Yeah.
And watching you play it made me get a little jealous because I've seen you play games while I record for the last 2 years. And I was like, that game seems fun. But I was like, shit, I really want to play this game. Can I just play this and not do my next appointment? So that's the first one. And the second game in this award category. And this game kind of showcases why I had to pick 2 games per category because you can't give it to one.
Okay.
And this is why I had these 2 games, and it was such a hard pick. That is when I went for 2 games per category. For that symmetrical kind of look. And this goes to Rawman.
Okay.
It is a game where you play as a bunch of burly men and you throw hot soup at each other.
Naked burly men in their underwear.
Wearing towels.
Yeah, that's or aprons or whatever they are.
Soup.
Yeah.
Hot soup.
Just chucking soup
at each other's genitals.
Yes. Well, I feel like that's implied.
I think you see why the issue, the conundrum, came up really easily for me.
Right. Especially for you.
Right.
As a man who loves burly, naked, soup slinging men.
Things being thrown in my face, yes.
Yes, indeed. My next award is my surprises of the show. Like, these are games that I didn't know I was either gonna like. Took me completely by surprise. And the first one is Dangerous Scavenger. This was in the Polish booth. Yes. It's a twin stick shooter roguelite where you're just kind of going up, beating all these levels and then getting to a boss. The cool mechanic there is that you get to choose the path you go on. So it'll say, do you want to go up against grenades or do you want to go up against lasers? I think I spoke about this on last week's show, but whichever one you choose, you then have to fight all those types of enemies. And then you're collecting scrap as you're going along, and you could use scrap to buy upgrades. I had like 3 drones that were helping me out at some point. One was like a collector who would collect items. The other one would shoot things. The other one would I think throw bombs. It was really cool. And then whatever ones you pick at the very end, when you get to the boss is built of those things that you picked. So like the boss that I had would shoot these 3 really intense lasers for like 10 seconds that you're trying to avoid, but also throw these grenades that would blow up into 3 smaller cluster grenades and stuff. And then I think he also had like some sort of electrical ability as well. It was just really cool. It was well designed. And the thing that surprised me the most is I think he said the demo, the one that they had there, had 12 levels, I think. But a real run of one tower is actually, I think he said 30.
Right.
So that's like a massive run to go on. But it was a ton of fun.
I just love how they had 7 games at that booth and we just played 2. because we were both so hooked on their games. I was
Mm,
playing a game called Beat Me. It's a tower fall multiplayer kind of situation, like a one-hit kill scenario.
mm.
Uh, but yeah, you were very much hooked on Danger Zone.
Danger Scavenger.
Danger's Cast. Sorry,
Um,
sorry
I
about
have a
that.
sticker. I got a sticker from
You
them.
got a sticker.
And the other one that took me by surprise, and I had no idea that I was gonna really fall in love with, was Industries of Titan.
Oh, that's right.
Um, Industries of Titan, that was a behind closed doors thing, but like, and again, I think I explained this one on last week's show, but it's essentially like a Civ like or city builder like, but also an RTS. And when you put buildings down, you have to go into the building to actually take advantage of what the building can do. So, like, you could put down living quarters, and then the living quarters make it so that when you attract people, they can go in there, and then you could assign them to be the workers or citizens. Citizens give you money, workers give you resources, um, and in order to get people attracted to your city, you have to go on basically relic hunts where you click abandoned buildings of an old forgotten civilization, and you go in there, and then if there's a relic in there, you could scavenge the relic. You do that, and then that attracts more people to land their ship to go see the relic, and then they become part of your civilization.
Mhm.
And you could either put them to work again to get more money, and then the money you use to upgrade facilities, or you get resources, which resources so that you could also you need them to upgrade or build other facilities as well, but like they all have different things. And then as your borders are expanding, you're going to come up against another civilization or another I don't want to say civilization because it's really a corporation. You're not playing a civilization, you're playing a corporation that just hires people to work for you 24 hours a day. They inject them with a special drug that makes it so that they don't need to sleep or eat. So all they do is they just become working machines essentially. And they're like sustained forever. Um, and when you come up against another corporation, you start fighting for resources, you start fighting for borders, and that's when the combat comes in, and it's an RTS type thing. So
Yeah.
it just looks like a really cool game. I'm very excited about it.
That's a time suck for you if I ever saw one.
Yeah, I mean, if it's anything like Civilization, like there'll be a good month where it's like all I could play. Um, and then I'll probably just put it down because it'll be like a rehab. I'll need rehab to get out of it.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right, so this is now your fourth topic, right?
Yes. This is
Okay.
the 2D or not 2D award. And the first one goes to
Okay.
30XX.
Good game. Good game.
Delicious Mega Man X inspired with roguelike features. And we both kind of crushed it in the
We did.
co-op mode.
We did. We did.
If you're a fan of Mega Man X and you like awesome pixel art, look no further. This is the one.
You don't have to look anymore, guys.
It felt so
We did it.
comfy playing this. It felt very familiar and warm.
Mm-hmm.
And just when you take the idea of a Mega Man X game, but when you add like roguelike elements, merging weapons, getting new weapons like a spear or a kunai or a sword for the Zero-like character. Yeah, it was everything I wanted to be. Again, when I played 20XX, the art style held me back. It looked very Flash game-like,
Mm-hmm.
which not that it looks cheap, it just feels like a Flash game.
Yeah.
But this is just you're demaking an art style and it looks better than its predecessor. It's how it should have been from the get-go. And it's really fun, awesome soundtrack. It's just challenging enough that a series pro like me doesn't feel too. It's still challenging for someone like me, as the Mega Man like guy. And
it was fun, man.
And you were doing really well too.
Yeah, it was fun. I like the different powers you get. You can mix and match them. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, what's your second game for that category?
Recompile.
Oh, you like that one?
Yeah, it's you don't see a lot of 3D like action platformers with like shooty elements.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a great story. You play as a computer virus, and you can be bad, you can be good, but what do those things even mean anymore? We don't know.
Nobody knows.
Yeah. So you play as Skynet, basically.
Yeah.
and it's got a funky like Tron kind of look to it, which is neat. That game is all
Okay.
visuals. Again, cool soundtrack. It's early gameplay, but I think it's out sometime at the end of the year. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Short though, but a fun demo. I enjoyed that a lot.
And my final award before game of the show,
Mm-hmm.
my fourth
Lay it
topic,
on me.
is most anticipated games since
Oh,
the show. No, scratch that. Scratch that. Because I do have some of those, but I think I'm gonna do a different award. I am gonna do most improved game
okay.
instead, because I was thoroughly impressed with the leaps and bounds that Bite the Bullet
I knew you were gonna say about the
has
bullet.
gone through. It's that's something special that we're able to do because we went back to back years. And Bite the Bullet last year, it was barely like they barely had a demo together. Like the game barely worked.
It was in
It
a
had
corner.
yeah,
Like,
it
don't
was
look
on
at this
one
yet,
little
guys.
screen. Yeah, it was like guys, this isn't really ready, but if
This
you
is
want to
just
try it,
window dressing. It's not a.
yeah,
Don't play this yet.
you can give us feedback if you want, that kind of thing. And
More.
then it comes back and it's got more features than I think they even said they were going to put in the game. Runs buttery smooth. It's got a hilarious mechanic. People that were playing it were loving it. They weren't understanding why they were getting fat. When all they did was eat
It's
everything.
eating.
But yeah, I think that it was leaps and bounds. It's a testament to what those guys over at MegaCat were able to do in just less than 12 months, because last year's show was at the end of March. So it was 11 months later, and that game looks
difference.
mint. All right, so Andy, what is your game of the show?
So my game of the show, my best in show award it's what I call the Take My Heart and Soul award, and that goes to Thunder Lotus Games Spiritfarer.
Okay. Okay.
You would think that with so many games that were showing off pixel art at this year's PAX East, games like Depths of Sanity, Bite the Bullet, Foregone, Infernax, that was it's like an orgy of pixels for me, and they were all
Pixel
great
orgy,
games.
yeah. Mhm.
And my best in show was a non-pixel art game, and it's also a non-action game. It's a very passive game. So this game you play as someone who has to fare the souls of the dead between like the limbo state and into the afterlife, making that journey easier for them. And when they were describing the idea of how some people can't let go of life, or they can't grasp being dead, that level of denial, or the idea of having to help those so they can earn your trust, so they can come aboard your ship to go into the afterlife. Dealing with such like intense themes with just the now iconic look of any Thunder Lotus game. That art style is just a league of its own at this point.
Yeah.
It's like its own art style, like a Picasso or a Mondrian. It's its own thing. And the idea that this game is going to break me, I think they're going to go for a strong emotional tap here. I think we're talking about The Land Before Time in our interview on the show floor.
Yeah.
It's like that in a video game form. And I heard folks were crying in the other demo that they were showing off, which I think they gave us a more lighter demo that isn't as emotional.
Well, they put us a little later. Yeah,
right.
They put us a little later in the game, like to show us more of the mechanics.
Right. But the idea of gathering resources, crafting, having food available for all your guests, because I guess the dead need food. They love berries. They love raspberries, strawberries.
Got to build them a living quarters on your ship,
and expanding your ship's rooms and such.
Right.
And with again, just their signature writing style, like it's a sight to behold. And
what was it? I don't like that sheep. That sheep's an idiot.
It looks like an idiot.
It looks like an idiot. I don't like that sheep. It looks like an idiot.
That's how people think of us. I think.
Very true. Very true.
So yeah, I think that was like just and it's when I thought about it, it was the obvious choice for me.
Cool.
And the co-op game, and it's oh wait, is that a cat game?
Yeah,
You play
it's
as
got a cat. You play one. Yeah, yeah. Second, it's a multiplayer game.
All
Second
right,
player plays
so
a cat.
Peter, to go back to your earlier question, we did play a great cat game. It's not.
There you
It's
go.
not. It's not a the cat game. It's a cat game. It has a cat in it that you can play as with a buddy.
Correct.
So yeah, there you go. And that's my best in show for PAX East 2020.
It's tough. It's
Yeah,
tough.
tough.
My runner-up, my honorable mention
Mm-hmm.
is Gestalt, Steam and Cinder. Very cool action game or side-scrolling action game. Really beautiful pixel art. Very Fallout quest structure. Very excited to see what comes out of that game. I need to see more though. I need to see more of the game.
Just more of the
game's
abilities
functions.
and more of the.
It wasn't close to being finished. I feel
it was a very very thin vertical slice of what the game offers.
Yeah, that's what I felt. Yeah. But a game that I feel like can be released tomorrow. That was I believe is actually in early access right now, and is my game of the show. You had mentioned it earlier. And that is Foregone.
Foregone, yes.
Foregone is gorgeous, and I think it's going to be one of those action games, one of those action side-scroller platformer action games, thingies, Metroidvanias, whatever you want to call them. That is it's gonna hit. I think it's going to be a messenger, Dead Cells.
Yeah, I think
type.
it's definitely the next that. It's the next Hollow Knight, the next Dead Cells.
Yeah,
next,
It's gonna be big
analysis.
It was just buttery smooth. Combat felt really good. The world is beautiful. The music was great. The main character was really cool looking. It's a simple mechanic of you have a gun and you have a sword, and anything you shoot, you have limited ammo. But if you melee combat, you get more ammo for your gun. Almost every enemy drops health, so that you're not feeling like you're constantly struggling against the game. It's really good, and I'm very excited for that team. And that's it. Those are our awards for PAX East.
We did
it, Andy.
It was like an hour show. It was like a regular show.
We did good.
Yeah, we did great. Yeah, I mean, it's again, when you play so many games in a short period of time, and there's so many ones I want to mention, like Metal Unit or Postal 4 or Relic Hunters.
Panzer Paladin was great.
Oh God, Depths of Sanity, another great.
Chivalry 2, fantastic.
Oh,
but they're gonna get plenty of awards.
Chivalry 2.
They're gonna get plenty of awards, but that game was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. There was that other one too. The one where I got the little anime girl stand.
Oh, Genshin
that action
Impact.
game, Genshin Impact.
Sakura
yeah, that was really
Rice
good
and
too.
Ruin.
Yeah,
I would have mentioned Grand Blue, but
it's out.
I bought it, so that's how much it made an impact on me.
It's out. It's out already. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great show. I think it's going to be a one of a kind thing for this year for PAX East. It's given the climate of Corona and the pulling out of major developers and publishers, it allowed the indie scene to truly breathe in that space. And for our podcast and our audience, it was a really big surprise. And I fear for next year going into next gen what the show will look like, because now you have those who are absent from this year are now missed and need to make up for lost time and show all their stuff, and will likely just take over the whole conversation for most. But again, not for us, because we loved the shit out of this show. I think we played all the essentials and then some.
Yeah, there were a couple that I didn't get to, but that's okay.
Right. But it wasn't
is what it
like
is.
I feel last year we had a lot of that looks great. Make a note of that to at least look it up. This year we had such a tight schedule, and there wasn't a lot of things we regret not seeing. A handful, yeah, but most things that were worth seeing we saw,
Mm.
and it was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention games like Meta Revolution, that funky like 3D fighting game, and
yeah, that was cool.
Evolution.
I mean, that was a mobile game.
Like,
yeah, that one was
Blade
cool
Runner
too.
adventure game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was neat.
All right, well, we got to wrap it up. To get to the chat, Buzz Killington says, so Animal Crossing got no awards. Here's an award for Animal Crossing. Worst demo ever.
Yep. Undemoable.
That game was stupid to demo.
No.
Stupid.
Buzz, it's again, I love that series. I love Animal Crossing. I'm not a huge fan, but you can't showcase that game in 10 minutes.
No, look, the game is going to be great, but the demo was shit.
Yeah. Like,
it was stupid.
We were walking around, me and my fucked up eye, getting medicine.
Just collecting things. All we were doing was collecting things.
Yeah,
we weren't able to do anything.
You can't showcase what that game can do or why you're playing.
Definitely not worth waiting online for that. Good lord.
I think it was more.
That's going to do it for the show.
It was a glorified tote bag line.
It wasn't even a tote bag. It was like a reusable shopping bag.
Right.
All right. That is going to do it for the show. Thank you so much for checking us out. Once again, we do this show live on twitch.tv/dualscreenstreams. This is going to post live. This is also going to post afterward on youtube.com/dualscreens.tv. Special thanks to all of our contributors, Matt Murray for our overlay. Thank you, Andrew Douglas, for our art, Zazu Pitts for our theme song. Once again, if you want to be a part of the show, send your emails to feedback@ndspodcast.com or join our Patreon by going to patreon.com/ndspodcast, backing us for as little as $1, and you get into our Discord where you could go right into our mailbag channel and you could tell us all about it. And remember, you get a bonus episode as well each and every month. Andy, is there anything you want to tell the kids before we go? We have to go because we are recording another show.
We really got to go. Let's get out of here.
Who's our guests for this week's show?
Oh, we're talking to Joe Winter, talking about Song of Iron. This game blew the fuck up on Reddit. It was a top thread. He was like, I'm making a game, guys. Check it out. It was on Reddit Gaming. It got like
top thread, homies.
100,000 upvotes. And I was like,
yeah.
I saw your game because Amazing Phil, our compatriot, listener, friend of the show, at the show with us, told me this game was kind of neat. And I was like, this game does look very much neat. Very much neat a lot. So
follow us on social media.
Yeah.
We are at NDS Podcast. I am at Batchild27. Andy is at Pants Guy. And go to our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Dual Screens Podcast.
And YouTube,
and follow us.
Dual Screens TV.
Yes, Dual Screens TV, YouTube.com/Dual Screens TV. We love you. Have a great night.
Bye.
And as always, please be excellent to each other.